Hey, everybody. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining us yesterday. I know we didn't do a whole lot of investigation at the Purple Cemetery, but I just had to get back to the house because of my Crohn's disease reason. So uh, I really hate that, but I will make it up to y'all next time and hope and pray that we will get a few more extra people with me, like Michael and Chris. Michael was actually sick. That's the reason why they didn't get to go with us. So we will try it again next time. Hey, Spirit Brothers, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you so much, and that's awesome investigation y'all have done today. I love that location. It's very cool. Hey, She-Spin, how you doing? Hey, Jamie, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Spirit Brothers saying hey to Jamie. Hey May, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. I do have a guest tonight. Neil is on. He's actually from Minnesota, and one of the locations that I want to go to and chill out with him. And I hope I get to investigate with him someday, and one of these days. So he's in the backstage waiting on me. So I'm going to get him up here in a few minutes. Appreciate that, buddy. It was an awesome location. We can't wait to go back. Oh, yeah. Everybody's saying hey. So, everybody, please welcome Neil in. You can ask him some questions as long as it's paranormal. Don't ask no mean and disrespectful questions. But anyway, he's a good guy, and I really love talking to him. He's just really all around guy. So here he is. Let's see. Here we go. Hey, buddy.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
So, what you been up to, bud?
Oh, just living the dream. Nightmares are dreams too sometimes. I've been working my tail off. I run a resort now.
Okay.
And as I talked to you previously, there is activity out here, so I kind of get the best of both worlds a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just kind of every once in a while, if I'm out maintenancing somewhere by myself, I'll just throw some equipment out and see what happens.
Yeah. Um. So, what type of activities have you had there so far?
Well, so far, I have spoken to the matriarch of this place, which is her name is Aunt Kate. I've actually spoken with her. Sorry about that. I spoke with her briefly, and she just said heavy. And because I asked her what was wrong, and she said heavy, and I said, "What's heavy?" And she says the air. And it was like, okay, I don't know what she was trying to tell me exactly, but whatever it was.
Yeah.
It could have been maybe her reliving her death, or I don't know. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they could tell if the air was heavy, right?
Yeah.
They were human too. They have senses.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that died out here in 14 as well. And he said, "Love this place. Here forever."
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all ever had anybody like get cremated and dumped out up there, like spread their ashes and everything in that area?
Oh yes. People go out here on what I call Ashes Rock now, because when I went out there it was meth. They made me sweep it up into the lake, but we actually had a funeral here as well. We have a yurt where everybody likes to, it's kind of like a congregational area where everybody likes to sit down and get to know maybe some of the other guests, or they maybe came with a family and they all have several cabins and they all want to have a meeting place.
Yeah.
And it just so happened about 3 weeks ago they had a funeral for him here. So they had some funerary services and then went out and decided to dump ashes. So it was kind of And that's the first and only time I've ever seen it. The owner here, Nancy, she said that it happens all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are usually more discreet about it. They don't have like a funeral or anything like that.
Yeah. Let's see.
So,
Spirit Brothers, me and him talked last night for a little while. He got me on a new app on my phone, and we said I like that app. It's a little bit different, but it's pretty cool. I enjoyed talking to him. I bet we talked for over at least a good hour and a half to two at the most. But
wow.
Tex hockey cards. I get his name mixed up. Appreciate you,
Mhm.
man, coming in, hanging out with us. Good channel. He talks about cards and stuff. If y'all are interested in that, go over there and check him out. And so, gonna be spinning and listening. Cool. Appreciate you. So, all right. The topic is for tonight is about how to start your investigation and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I asked Neil to come on. He's really knowledgeable. He's done it before, long before I ever started paranormal. So, and I'm still guilty with it. I don't do a lot like I should. I just go in. I don't hardly announce myself, but I need to start doing that. And but I seem to get pretty good little responses from the spirits. I'm not there to aggravate them. I'm just there to just talk to them and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And we can go over a few questions that we should ask when we're in the cemetery or in a haunted location, a house, or whatever. So, uh,
Mhm.
what's your take on that? How would you conduct your investigations?
Well, usually when you finally get all your equipment ready, of course, that's the first thing you want to do is so you can be able to capture anything that happens. But then, you just tell them, hi, my name is Neil. Um, I'm here today to talk with you. I would like to hear your story and share it with others if I could. Just talk to them. I like to talk to them like I would my best friend. Or almost like you're meeting someone new for the first time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like telling them your name. Now, people say there's sometimes too much power in a name, but the thing of it is it makes it more personable for them,
yeah,
for the good ones to come forward, and then you're less likely actually to have bad things happen because if you're going to kind of know if it's going to go south or not. Hello there, Spirit Brothers UK. Yes, nice to meet you as well.
um, so what would be the number one question you start out with? I know a lot of people says, "Hey, is anybody here with us?" I'm guilty for that, but
Mm-hmm.
you know that's just the way I've learned from ones on TV. Because a lot of the TAPS members they do that. Is anyone here with us? And that's the way I start mine all the time. So, but I need to
So,
start doing something different.
well, sometimes, and I can give you this one. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll announce my name. Hi, my name is Neil. And I'm here to interview anyone here that would like to come, maybe tell me their story or maybe how they died or some piece of their life. And, just things like that. And I think being personable is a big deal to them,
Yeah,
just like it is with anybody when you meet them or whatever, you know what I mean? Because they were once humans too, most of them.
yeah,
So, giving them that type of a commonality of a introduction. Hey, would you like to come up here? I would gladly talk with you. You know, things like that. It tends to really bring forward a really good session. I've found that I got more, you catch more flies with honey than you will vinegar. So
yeah,
you know what I mean, and it's important for you and anybody on the investigation with you because I think it causes less malicious activity to
yeah.
happen. Can't say it never does, because sometimes things are just bad.
Yeah. So you think that when you go, say, to a location such as a cemetery or uh, like a prison or a hospital or everything like that, you
Mhm.
do want? Do you think that you can uh, do like a walkthrough first and announce yourself before you go live and start doing the investigation on live and
I
just
mean,
get a
you can.
feel of the place?
Yeah, you can. But the thing of it is about the paranormal, and I'm pretty sure you've seen this yourself on investigations, it's kind of random. And what I mean by random is you're not necessarily going to always get activity. You're going to get that activity when they want you to.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So introducing yourself is perfectly great, and that's a good thing to do. But also doing a preliminary walkthrough, I mean, while it might be a little bit helpful, you may accidentally miss some activity while you're going through and not recording.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then you know, I think in the paranormal world, what we want most is repeatability,
yeah,
and so that we can say, look, I can get this reaction and I can get it again. So obviously, I've just confirmed that this is something talking to me.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You don't want to, because there is randomness out there, a lot of randomness, and some of it's really good, but some of it just didn't really mean anything.
yeah,
And it doesn't amount to actually getting any. It's If it's not repeatable, you're probably not getting intelligent responses,
yeah,
and that's what you really want. Because if you get just a residual response of some kind, or recording or evidence, um, those are a little bit harder to prove.
yeah. Good evening. Appreciate you coming in.
Good
Hey,
morning, good
Face,
evening.
buddy. Uh, David, how you doing, bud? Appreciate you coming in. Everybody's saying, hey,
David.
hey, hi, ho.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Baker. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you coming in. Spirit Bro says we have to remember they were living once. We always say,
Hmm.
would you like to share your story with us? We come in peace and respect, but they will only show themselves if they want. Yep, you're
Yep,
right.
that's absolutely true. And that's just it too. Is like, you don't want to just respect the spirits. You also respect the grounds that you're on too, because excuse me, you don't want to cause a ruckus. You know, when you're out there investigating, because if you cause a ruckus, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to have a really poor investigation, for one, and number two, someone could get maliciously hurt.
Yeah,
And as far as the walkthrough you're asking about, to be honest with you, you always should do a walkthrough during the day to get a lay of the land, so
yeah,
that you understand where any perils could be, or any tripping hazards. You know, maybe there's a big well sitting out there on the property that isn't well marked. Maybe you could mark that, take a piece of ribbon, get a roll of ribbon and bring it with you and mark it,
yeah.
so that, oh, hey, there's my ribbon. I know there's danger there,
That's a pretty good idea right there.
you know, just to keep you and your team safe. Because, I mean, come on, man. Who can afford those medical bills these days?
Yeah.
you know,
Also, when you go to a location, do you think spirits follow you to another location, such as like if you went to a cemetery here and you done an investigation, and next week you go to a prison 200 miles away? You think the spirits can travel that far, even though like through a portal or whatever, and show up there also?
I think spirits can do whatever they want. They're not bound like we are.
Yeah,
Um, and to be quite honest, you should be cleansing yourself afterward,
yeah,
because if you cleanse yourself afterward, whether it be with sage or holy water and saying a prayer, whatever the case may be, cleanse yourself in your choice of, doing so.
Yeah.
But you really should cleanse yourself and not let anything follow you.
Yeah.
But I do believe, yes, they are not bound to anything and they can follow you.
Yeah. We always do before we film, get a lay of the land, especially some of these places in pitch darkness. It's nice to know where the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, you don't want a tripping hazard or a falling hazard or possibly death. Some of the places I've been to, like the Milford Mine, for example, if you got too close to it, you're dead.
Yeah.
Because it's all caved in. It's all just random rocks and sticks and whatever else. I don't know how far in you'll go. I don't know how deep it is.
Hey, PW, appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us.
PW.
Hey, Glenmore's Closet, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in.
Oh,
Another
hello.
good, another good channel right there. If y'all want to check her out, amazing
Mm-hmm.
person. She does reselling
Excellent.
and everything like that.
Wonderful.
So, I forget now what I was going to say. What was what would be the best way to that? I know everybody does things different. I like to go to the place and sit there for a little bit and do an investigation. I'm not a person to walk around because I'm too fat and to give out of breath. And when I'm going somewhere, you'll hear me start huffing and puffing, trying to go up these hills and stuff. What do you like to do when you investigate?
Well, I like to set up my equipment in strategic areas and then use that equipment to conduct the experiments that I conduct. For example, I built a sensor array myself, and it consists of 4 different units, with each having a different color signifying which one it is.
Yeah,
And, you can ask questions, you can move around a little bit, and see if maybe they'll touch one of my sensors. That's what I've done in the past, and we got amazing results with it, by the way. Um, so I know they work, but the thing of it is everybody's different. I mean, some people like to use REM pods. You can do the same thing with a REM pod too. You can just set it up in a location somewhere. If you got more than one, great, because then you're getting kind of if you had like 3 or 4, let's say, the idea is that you can kind of triangulate and figure out where the activity is by where you're getting the activity, seeing those sensors go off. That's one way I like to do it. Another way I like to do it sometimes too is I like to just take an SLS camera and just pan in
yeah,
and see if I see anything. Because I know some people out there are real leery of the SLS camera, but I have to say I've seen some pretty amazing results through it. So, and that's another thing I like to do too. And also, sometimes just stay still and give the place a listen.
yeah.
If you hear or
That's
feel
me.
something.
That's me because like I said, I give out too quick. And yesterday it was so hot going up that hill up there on that cemetery. It's like walking up the side of a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really big place, and then you have a lot to do. And when you get up there and you're like, I don't want to have to go back to the truck or whatever and rest, and I'm going to go on home. But it's a long ways over from where we parked at to there. And when I get there, I'm just gonna sit there. I ain't going. I'll sit there at least good 20, 30 minutes at the most,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find out, see if any spirit's gonna come over to where I'm at or whatever, and then go over to another location.
Yeah.
Oh, and Neil, I hear that once we I can't even read now. Once we done these haunted POW camp and the hole in the floor was at least 30 feet down.
Mm-hmm.
If we fell down there, we ain't getting out alive. Oh, good gracious.
That's true.
That's wild.
You know, and like, some of these places that we investigate, and I know you have seen many of it too. Like I said, there's abandoned wells, there's old sewer pipes and stuff. We don't know what's all there. Or
Yeah,
maybe there was a building there and the only thing that was left is the rotting remnants of a floor, and you step on that and go through, you're
some
done.
spirits always have been. Oh yeah, I remember an old house where we used to live at in the woods. It had four wells around it. I know
Hmm.
what three of them is, but one of them I never could really find where it's at. So we never did mess
Hmm.
around that one side of the house. So I never knew where it was at. But
Yeah,
I
that's why I say bring the tape, bring
yeah
that ribbon tape, because you'll know where everything is, you'll mark it, and then you'll know where to be and what to do.
yeah
You don't want to you don't want to die or get injured.
yeah
I mean, some people maybe are weird about it, but I'm not.
mhm, yeah. Hey, appreciate you, Spirit Brothers. Thank you so much, buddy. I do appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all gotta go check out his channels because they have got good locations over in the UK, and I'm kind of
Mhm.
jealous. But 2026, hopefully, I get to go over there.
Oh, I'm
And
sure you do, man. That place is amazing over there. You're gonna love it.
I watched Amy's Crypt today, and they done the Hellfire Caves, and I want to go to there so bad I can't stand it.
Hmm.
That's one of my locations I want to go to. It's on my
Yeah,
bucket list.
yeah.
Great.
I got a list myself. It's getting longer and longer by the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's I really, really wanted to go to No Pemming,
Yeah.
but they closed it down.
To my
Dang
brother
it.
and the best channel on YouTube. Now, I don't think it's the best channel, but I appreciate you, buddy. Uh, yeah, like I said, well, like you said, my list is getting longer and longer and longer. And
Hmm. And I ain't getting any younger.
yeah,
We only get to live once.
May wants to know, do you have a YouTube channel?
I used to. You can go on, I believe, Breakaway Media still, and I think Shadow has some of our stuff posted up there.
Uh, I have to go, but send love and lights to you. Have a good week. Appreciate you.
You
Thank you
too.
so much for coming in and amazing, amazing friend. I watch her every once in a while when I get a chance. Hey, good evening. Appreciate you coming in. Jonathan and I dropped my thumbs up on the way to the show. Cool. Appreciate you coming
Thank
in.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Let's see. Um, that made me mess up what I was going to talk about now. See, I've got this weird thing in my head. I can't remember nothing anymore.
Oh no, that's called sometimers, my friend. Sometimes we remember and sometimes we don't.
Hey, Vicky, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Uh, so, getting back to how you do a lot of investigations. Like I said, a lot of people they just go and just try to cover a lot of places as you can. But I think that part you do forget some things. You do not get
Mhm.
everything. You can miss a lot of stuff. Well, I'm
Well,
over yonder. I want to know what's going on over yonder, so I'm gonna go over there. And then when I'm over there, it's I'm just gonna sit there and stay. It's too much walking.
here's the thing. You can always just leave a static camera placed there. Maybe that's trained on a piece of equipment like a meter or a sensor of some kind that lights up and beeps or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, you can leave the kinds of things like that, just as in lieu of you being there, and then you can review the evidence later. That's one thing I can tell you is when you go somewhere, and this is something that Shadow and I both have done, is you want to have more than one video camera going.
Yeah.
You want at least two, but 3 and 4 is even better because then you can actually investigate and cover more ground, and you could actually hear what they say when you're not around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can even leave a recorder, maybe leave a recorder somewhere and announce that you're doing it so that they understand, oh, hey, I can go manipulate this thing, or I can do something to it, or whatever, just,
Yeah.
but you want to get a reaction, right? So what better way than to say, hey, I have this recorder in my right hand. I'm going to set it right here on this stump. And if anybody would like to just give a message or just be heard, it's here for you, you know? And that's a pretty good way of doing things too, and like even train a camera on that and maybe put a meter or a sensor alongside that as well. And then you're getting all kinds of different information, especially when um, all of it coincides with each other. You know what I mean? Like the camera is seeing and hearing what your recorder is hearing. You know what I'm saying? Like so you're kind of like covering more bases that way,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
especially for people that don't get around very much.
Yeah. That's what we do. Leave static cameras sometimes. We with a REM pod, etc., and see what
Hmm.
happens. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Well,
and
see,
then you can also
I
pump
don't
it.
I don't never set up a camera with me because I keep forgetting that I have it in the truck. I try to take less I can because I have to carry the stuff. And my dad, he's 176 years old, so he can't hardly carry a whole lot. But
Get yourself a vest.
I'm getting
Build the vest with everything that you want in it.
I'm trying to get me one. I just can't find nothing to fit me. Everything's too small. Now looked online and everything's too small.
Amazon has extra large, extra large, and triple X too.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah, the fishing vest that I use and Shadow uses
Yeah,
will go up to 4X. You can adjust it,
that's what I
pull it
want.
out with straps. If
That's
you
what.
want, I can look it up and I can maybe shoot you a link of it.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good.
It's got on the inside of it, it's got 2 deep pockets that go all the way down to the bottom.
Okay.
So you can shove a whole bunch of junk into that. Then, and you don't even have to zip it up in the front either. You could just wear it like a vest if you
Yeah,
want to, because that's what it is a vest anyways.
yeah,
So, and then it's got, I don't know, I want to say at least 20 different pockets that are large enough to hold any meter or batteries or anything you want in them, even
yeah,
drinks.
yeah,
And on the back, the very back of it, I put an emergency kit in there with all kinds of, band-aids, gauze, stuff like that, because people get hurt.
yeah,
So if you're hurt, I can try to triage you as best I can, maybe put a splint on it if I have to, and get you the heck out of there.
yeah. We've even left all the equipment and the camera rolling while we go outside for a vape and a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that, just leave stuff running, but
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Because you don't know when or where they're gonna react to
yeah,
whatever equipment you have, or just maybe go through the motions of just being themselves
yeah,
and accidentally reveal themselves.
yeah. That's
You don't know what you're gonna get.
that's like when we go to the clinic, we leave our main cameras up, our DVR system, we leave them up running.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, we have one person that sits there and watches, and when we all take break, they'll sit there and watch it. And then when one person gets done with his break, they'll go in there and watch the camera, let the other one come back out, and let
Mm-hmm.
take them break. And then everybody goes back in and
So you
regroup.
kind of like make a central
Yeah,
location,
yeah,
and then guys take turns manning it. I
yeah,
gotcha. That's actually smart.
yeah. We try to do that. That's how I caught the rocking chair move
Ooh, okay.
at the clinic, and that's how I caught that. I know a lot of people don't believe in the orbs and stuff, but you could see one orb faded away and then come reappeared and fade away again at the top of the door.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that's how I caught them two good evidence. I don't have them on here or nothing like that. I used to, but I think I took them off. But that was very interesting that night when I caught those, and I'm kind of glad that we actually put them up there like that.
I have an idea.
Hey, Bud Files, how you doing?
Hello. I had an idea too. What if you got a wireless security camera system and just place the cameras randomly all over the place,
Yeah,
and then go about doing your investigation that way, leaving equipment or whatever you want wherever you want.
yeah,
While you go off and actually do an investigation in one area, you can and then you're not always setting up cameras. You just have it there
yeah,
in a central location, and like you said, just you guys take turns going in and watching.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it's just an idea, and they're actually relatively cheap. I mean, for like $399, you can get a really 13 camera system,
yeah.
and
We've
they're
got
all battery operated.
we got a 8 channel things, but we got 2 boxes, but we
Hmm.
got 12 cameras, so I can get 4 more cameras, and I'll have 2 DVR systems.
Oh,
Uh,
there you go.
we caught them on sale at not Track Supply, but Harbor Freight. So that's where we got
Oh,
ours at, and we got them for $100 a DVR
see, there
system.
you go. And I told you they're relatively inexpensive.
Yeah,
But if you want to get it all in one shot, you can.
yeah. We only do that on private locations, though, as the public ones never know who is around and might steal the camera, etc. Yeah, you're right. You, that's the reason I don't like to do a lot around where the public is at. Because yesterday, there was people walking around, they looking at us there in the cemetery like we was crazy. I mean, I had the spirit box really loud because I had that bigger speaker on it,
Yep.
but they looked at us like we was crazy.
A lot of people, and that's another thing too, is you gotta, like vet your location.
Yeah,
And what I mean by that is, get a feel for, is there a criminal element in the area? And if
yeah,
there is, you're going to want to have several watchers,
yeah,
people that'll help you out with the investigation and just be there to, if
yeah,
something happens, you can, in a flash, get help.
yeah,
So another thing is, I guess what I'm saying is never go alone.
yeah.
Never go alone. Because if
We
you
got
go alone and something happens,
yeah,
again, that could result in you losing your life.
yeah. See, that's the reason I don't like to go just particular by myself. Most time my dad's with me, or maybe Michael and Chris might be with me or something other. I just
Hmm.
never really like go. Every time I can.
Yeah.
You are crazy. Who's crazy?
I mean, I don't know. I really think, when you go on an investigation, you should pretty much be prepared for everything. And also another thing too is make sure there's enough water for everyone at least,
Yeah. Can't be.
because I'll tell you, dehydration's a very powerful thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't, and make sure everybody eats before you go to the investigation, because you don't want someone standing there with a sandwich hanging out their lips. you know,
Yeah, that's my problem. But if I eat before I go, my guts are growling like somebody let out a line.
well, I
So
understand. I know you have health issues and stuff, and I
yeah,
don't want you to,
I
I could,
I try
oh
to
yeah,
eat
and
when I
meds.
get back.
And medications too. And make sure everybody has the medications that they need
Yeah.
in case of any emergencies as well.
Yeah.
Because we had a diabetic on our team, and he didn't bring his meds one time,
Mm,
and it didn't end very well because we had to leave early because he was not doing too well.
yeah.
And so you just got to kind of be mindful of the group you're with, everybody in the group, but you also got to be mindful of the spirits as well. You know, you don't want to you don't want to be rude ever. We've spoken previously about provocation, for example. To be honest with you, like I said, there's good provocation and then there's bad provocation.
Yeah.
I think that good provocation is you introducing yourself and having a decent conversation with them like they're your best friend. But unhealthy provocation or bad provocation is usually someone taunting. Taunting is a really big one that people like to do. And I think that taunting something that can actually do something to you is probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
You
I
know, it's
I've
go
read
ahead.
somewhere about uh uh health problems. Like if you go into, they say that you don't really need to do paranormal if you got big health problems like uh I don't know. I don't know what type of health problem that you have, but people say that you shouldn't be doing the paranormal because the spirits will feed off that. Is that any true to that? I read it in a book, but I don't know what book it was that I read.
I don't really think that they would feed off of it, but I can honestly tell you that I think they could exacerbate the problems that you have and make it worse and possibly dire.
Yeah,
Um, but again, I think it all depends
crazy.
on the location you're going to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because some locations are really mild and hello,
Auntie, Mama, appreciate you coming in.
you
Thank you.
know,
Thank you.
um, the biggest thing I think about health issues is, like I said, making sure you got your meds, that you're
Yeah.
properly hydrated, and then you eat before you come.
Yeah.
Um, Only because, and that's only if you can help it. Like diabetics sometimes have to bring something to eat because, sometimes their numbers might spike or something, and they know that because they can feel it. So if they
Yeah.
eat a little something, then they'll be all right.
Yeah.
And you just tell them, and also another thing too is if they do have health issues, you want to make it quite clear. If you got to step off camera or something like that, do it at any time.
Yeah.
Just go take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Don't stress to your team always take care of yourself because you're the only one that's the most careful steward of who you are anyway.
Yeah.
You bet.
Uh,
You're the spirit in the meat popsicle, so to speak,
yeah.
or
Hey,
meat suit or whatever you want to call it.
how you doing? Appreciate you coming in.
Hello.
Uh, so what? So we covered how to start your investigation, stuff like that. Now,
Mhm.
pretty much like clothing. Uh, I know you want to dress appropriate. You don't want to go out and dress like a half picked chicken or whatever. And you don't
Yeah.
want to have baggiest clothes on because you can catch it over stuff. You can get caught
hmm
over a hill and stuff like that. Then you'd be like, "Hey, something
Be
just
dressed
grabbed
to
me."
move. Be dressed to move because if you're an active investigator, you're going to be moving a lot.
Yeah, so I don't think that spirits will feed off the health conditions, but they will definitely feed off of your energy, which can then become an issue. I always carry my inhaler to stay calm. There you go.
hmm
That's
See what I'm
it.
saying? Bring your meds with you. Yep, that's exactly it. And like I said, they can exacerbate or make worse your problems. I think, like especially heart condition people. I think they're the ones most at risk. And the reason I say that is because, I mean, at times you're going to be in a stressful situation. Can your heart handle that?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know too many heart patients, anyways, that are going to go out there, but if they are,
yeah,
because they want to, maybe it's a part of their bucket list or something, and they want to get out there once just to say they did it,
yeah.
well, you know, come prepared and, really think about the risks that you're taking.
That,
Consider an easier location, like a flat cemetery or something where you're not really exerting yourself too much.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would do too, because I wouldn't want to take somebody like the cemetery that we went to last night, or the one that we go to Hollywood up here next to where I live at. That is straight up hills and down hills and hollers and stuff. And if
Mm-hmm.
y'all ever watch that one, y'all will be like, that dude, he ain't gonna make it, because I stopped every 5 seconds coming up that hill. I was actually give out of breath coming up that hill.
Well, it's time to start working out, brother. Get
Yeah.
them muscles pumping.
it
That's
ain't
all I
much.
ever do out here.
It ain't much as the muscles, my big belly.
Well, you'll work it off. I know I had to work mine off. I was starting to get a little chubby there for a minute. And I thought, you know what? If I don't start doing something, I'm going to become a couch potato real quick.
Yeah. On a normal day, buff my inhaler 4 to 6 times. On some locations, I feel like it's going out of fashion.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to, especially on the harder locations, you're going to be taxed a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
That's Spirit Brothers live, cause my energy felt weird and I felt confused and I don't understand why. Yeah, I mean,
you're being affected.
yeah, I don't
That's what that
understand.
is.
I don't understand why a lot of the people that wants to do the investigation, and when they go out there and they just like, because I took one person out one time to do an investigation because that's what they wanted to do, and nothing happened. Nothing really happened. I mean, cat toy going off, yeah, that's something, but nothing to say a lot that make it interesting for them to be there. And they want to see some concrete evidence. And the whole time they was complaining, this ain't nothing. We should have stayed home. You know, that's
Yeah.
one thing that's like disrespecting me for taking them out there, and plus disrespecting the spirits because they wasn't performing like they want them to do. So I don't.
Well, that's the thing about paranormal investigations too is, okay, one time you might not get any activity in a spot, go back. Go
Yeah,
back many times. As an investigator too, sometimes it takes you 5, 6, 10 times before
yeah,
you finally get anything.
yep,
I mean, it's never immediate. It always does take time. How much time? Who
yeah,
knows? Because once the spirits get used to you or whatever it is that they need, because your energy when you walk into their area changes that area.
yeah,
How do you react to change? Stop, look, listen. Know what I'm saying? Do you mean
yeah,
to tell me they ain't doing it too?
yeah,
You know, maybe they're sitting back thinking, I don't know if I should talk to this dude or not because he might be a little funky. You
yeah,
know, I
yeah,
mean, or maybe your spiritual energy might be a little bit stronger than theirs. So maybe they're feeling intimidated.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Or maybe they heard a conversation that you had with someone on the phone in your truck and they didn't like what they heard. So they're not going to talk to you now. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, I mean, it could be so many different things because they have emotions just like we do.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So, I mean, ultimately, when you show up on a site, and I'm going to just say this so that everybody understands, when you show up on a site, you better be on your best behavior at all times.
yeah,
And believe you me, they knew you were coming.
yeah. That's like my cousin told a story. I had her on the show a while back, and she told a story about which I was there when this happened, and we was
Hmm.
in this uh sanatorium where we was at
Yep.
up here in Virginia, and I'm not gonna give out the name because I don't want nobody to get mad at me. But anyway, the spirits knows what goes on. Now this group stays in this place. They don't ever venture out much they always do everything there at that place. They do the investigation. I mean, they stay there constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And the owner of the group having had an affair with this other girl, cheating on his wife. Okay,
Oh no.
yeah, inside the building on
Oh, that's
investigation stuff.
disrespectful. That's desecration.
My aunt had this app on her phone called Ghost Hunting Tools. I've
Mm-hmm.
not put like 100% into that app. I'll put
Yep,
about 45 to 50%, whatever,
I'm
and
familiar
it
with it.
called him out on that thing.
Yeah.
He came back, and the girl came back in probably about 5 minutes after he did, and she was putting her clothes back on as she was walking through there.
Okay.
And that thing come across the spirit box, the not spirit box, but her app that says affair. It knows what they was doing back there.
Oh yeah, they know your heart, man. They know
He got
everything.
so fighting mad. He said, "Cut that thing off." I mean, he was cussing, he was fussing, he was. So spirits knows what goes on. They know, and they will tell on you,
Yep,
big time.
they will because maybe you're striking a chord with them for one,
Yeah,
you know, and number two, well, they're spirits. They can do whatever the heck they want.
yeah,
You gotta stop them,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And they know injustice too when they see it. And if the good spirits are gonna call you out, they
yeah,
just will. If you're a bad person, they tell you if they want to even talk to you. They'll tell you they think you are.
yeah. It's really crazy. How they actually used that device and came out a fair. You know,
Hmm.
that's that night was that thing was so accurate. It's just you could have when he walked in and that said that you can hear a pin drop in like 2 or 3 states over. I mean that's how everything just stopped.
Wow,
Like the world stopped turning.
man, I'm telling you, they're humans too, still kind of in a way.
Yeah.
Because they still got their emotions. They still got all their memories. Most of them do.
I've been an investigator. You can visit the most haunted place in the world, even every night for a month, and get nothing until the last night, just the way it goes.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yep,
I've
that is exactly.
been I've been to the clinic and never got nothing. And I've been to the clinic and everything starts jumping off the walls.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't get them to shut up, and other times you can't beg for one little peep out of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing of it, is like, okay, there was a cemetery we were investigating.
I like that
That's
year.
right, you are in their sandbox. You play by
Um,
their rules.
Yeah. I like that.
But yeah, we were in a cemetery for they call it the School of the Dumb, but it was actually a mentally handicapped place.
Yeah.
And it was, and Aaron has a hearing disability. And until he started using sign language, we got nothing. All
Yeah.
of a sudden, when we talked to them, how they understood,
Yeah.
you couldn't shut that place down to save your life.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just figuring out how to talk to them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your UK friend there can tell you, they used to speak. They don't speak our language, English, way back in the day. In some of the older locations he has access to, they didn't speak the way we do today. They may
Yeah.
not. There might be a language barrier there. Um, sometimes,
I like
you
that.
know,
Can't exactly hush up a ghost.
that's true. But sometimes I think there is a language barrier there.
Like trying to get blood out of a stone, it's just impossible. It's if they don't want to talk. That's right.
Yeah, because I'll see sometimes. Here's the weird thing that I've had happen, and I don't know if you guys have had this happen at all. But you can put your sensors out, and you're sensing there's things there, but there is not a peep coming out of them.
Yeah.
You know they're there. You can see it physically, but you can't hear anything.
Yeah.
And also, I have to wonder if they're speaking on a different frequency, and maybe that's the reason why we're not hearing them.
Yeah. Uh, I know, like when I went to my family cemetery, I stood at front of my grandparents' grave, and that one night, that was the only night I had signal where I can go live, and I was live on Facebook at night, and I
Mm-hmm.
just leaned over into the chat like that, and my dad just had got out of the hospital probably 2 months before that, and I was
Mm-hmm.
working him in slowly back into the field,
Mm-hmm.
and he was getting tired. He stood over there by the truck and everything, and I heard somebody cough, and I said, "Was that you?" He said, "No, that wasn't me." And he coughed, and it was not nothing sounded like that. What I heard, and the
Yeah.
truck was probably about 25 yards away from me, if that. And
Mm-hmm.
when I leaned over like that and I stood back up, I got froze. I couldn't move, and it's the first time it ever happened to me there at the cemetery. And I couldn't move my arms, couldn't turn my head or nothing, but I can move my eyes and still talk. And I saw
Yeah.
something white standing beside of me, about shoulder height. Stood there for about good 5-10 minutes, and then it went away. And then I started moving and stuff.
Hmm.
So that's the
Maybe
first.
someone's feeling you out.
Yeah, I couldn't do nothing. It was just, and I was not what you say, like startled or scared, but it was something. It really scared me, but it wasn't like
More of a nervous type thing.
yeah, it wasn't like what happened to me on the bridge when that sound came and I jumped in the truck.
Yeah.
Wasn't that scared, but
You're
it
not
was
supposed to
weird.
run.
Yeah, it was
That's how you
weird.
get hurt. Walk hurriedly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Let's
that's another thing too. I would like to tell people when you're investigating, please don't run in the dark.
yeah. I was standing beside the truck though. I was turned around and jumped, threw my stuff in the truck, and I was gone.
Hmm. I'm just saying, there's sometimes people will go into a location,
Yeah.
something will spook the heck out of somebody, and they go running.
Yeah.
That's how injuries happen.
As far as Sam, he got a lot of evidence last time I was shot. I was shook. Uh, he had spirits who has hung in his old life. Oh, really?
Hmm.
Spirits are not performing monkey in a cage. It says that people don't understand that. Oh, yeah.
Very true. I mean, they're people, and if they want to talk to you, they will. If they don't, they won't.
You're right. Uh, that freezing has been known to occur on scared land, scar,
Yep.
and other than
Sacred.
cemetery as well.
Yeah, sacred lands are something else though, because the whole area is spiritually charged.
Yeah,
So when you walk in there, you could probably even get. I've noticed this. You can get false readings in places like that because the energy just flows and ebbs all over the place there.
yeah. Good night, Baker. I see you in the morning at work, buddy.
Good night, Dwayne.
Uh, yeah, that's what happened to me. That's the only time something like that ever happened at the
Mhm.
cemetery. But I've had a few other things that's a little iffy. We had some children playing there. We heard them right in front of us, but we never could see them. But you can actually hear children. And
Mhm.
one night, me and my dad was there. I heard a woman talking, and there's nobody around, just me and my dad. There was somebody behind us talking, and it was a woman. I
Yeah.
had the recorder going, but I didn't catch it on the recorder or the camera, but we heard it in person.
It's kind of funny. I like to think of those type of occurrences as them talking directly to you,
Yeah,
and they only wanted you to hear it. They didn't want to put it out anywhere else. So
yeah,
they were talking right to you.
yeah. So that was really, really wild. And like over there on the bridge that last time we went, those several pictures that the Spirit Brothers caught. They weren't caught them pictures for me that I showed you the other night. And I didn't ever see them, but they seen them. He snapshotted them and everything, and they was actually right behind me because I was just had got out of the truck. The first one I just got out of the truck and set the camera down, and it was still pointing into the woods. And I just turned around back the truck and started filling my pockets full of stuff, cat toys, flashlights, and recorders, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I seen he said, "Man, I just took a picture of a face," and same way that next time. And I'm thinking that scream that we heard has to do something or with that picture. Has to be.
I mean, it could be, because it would make sense with the way it was a humanoid figure, but it wasn't completely human.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that has something to do with that.
Sorry, I heard panting, and we have a bear that has decided to call this place home,
Yeah.
and I have to make sure it's a dog and not a damn bear.
Yeah.
So if you see me looking around and darting, that's why.
let's take a few seconds break right quick. Let me play a halftime video, then we'll come back and finish up. Okay.
All right.
Then we will come back to the chat. Then we'll finish up with the show.
You got it.
I gotta find the video right quick.
Mm-hmm. Because we have wolves up here too, and that's kind of scary sometimes. I thought I was looking at a damn dog, and here's a big old freaking wolf.
Yeah. Well, let's play this one right here, 43 seconds.
If you hear, could you lock that up for me? Lieutenant Jack. Can you come over here, sir, or your family, and touch this for me and light it up, please? Would you rather me call you John?
All right. That was my first EVP that I ever caught. If you was paid attention, you can hear the really fine said bass like that. So that was my very first one, and I was shocked when I caught that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, where was we at? Everybody said good night to Baker.
Well, I couldn't say that I heard anything, but
yeah,
I was trying to.
It was very faint. What's our residual? Not intelligent energy vortex that feel like moving through water and listening from other underwater. So, yep, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It was a banshee. Yep, that's what everybody has said. Yeah, them pitch took was where, brother. It was as soon as you pulled up and out the truck over there. Yep. It was crazy. I mean, it was very, very crazy at night. So,
come to think of it, you said it said face?
Yeah.
Or something. I heard something. I thought that was you that said that.
No, it actually said Mason's name because I was with Mason.
Okay.
MJC Paranormal on that one. And he was talking and he asked me in the background where it was the cemetery at, where Martin was buried at. And I didn't even say nothing. I was just standing there because I had my camera showing. And all I done, I tapped him on the back and I said, like that, I was pointing. I didn't say a word, but I was actually thinking of his name. And I didn't say nothing. And it came out on my camera.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't say nothing about that. And
Did you ever try to repeat something like that at another experiment like that?
I hadn't yet. I hadn't been back over there to check it out again, but I'm gonna try to set both my handheld cameras up, and I'm gonna put a cat toy in front of them and K2 in front of them, and whatever else
See
I
what
can
happens.
noise. Yeah, so I can try to catch up on my cameras and stuff. That's
I mean that's important because if you can repeat something like that, that would solidify your evidence as evidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it isn't evidence, but what I'm saying is, repeatability really is a good thing as far as, proving that evidence is real.
Yeah.
Say, okay, yeah, it happened once, but guess what? Watch this video now. Same dang thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to always do that because then you're verifying everything you're getting. And that's one big problem people have with orbs. That's the reason why some people don't believe in them.
Yeah.
Is because you can't get them to do the same thing twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to. Now, are they real? In my opinion, I think they're absolutely 100% something.
Yeah.
What that something is, I think remains for us to prove what that is. Whether it be a spirit or maybe some sort of maybe a ball of energy that we see that just happens to be in the area because it's a charged area. We don't know. We really don't. In the grand scheme of things, we really don't know.
Yeah. I gotta get some sleep. It's 3 a.m. here. Have a wonderful, blessed night, everyone. Have a good day at work, buddy. Hopefully it catch you in the morning. If not, I'll text you on the cell. Okay. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. You have a good
Have a
night.
good one, Crispy.
Uh,
Holy monkey.
for being here. Great rest. Everybody saying good night to Spirit Brothers. Like I said though, it's kind of strange how sometimes because I've been to the bridge and never caught anything. Been there and never done nothing. And on my birthday that night, I got pinched 3 times. So it's just I always thought if they want to communicate or contact with you, they will.
You say you got pinched?
Yeah, I got pinched on the bridge over there on my birthday last year.
Oh, that was a pinch to grow an inch, my friend.
Yeah,
You're supposed to smile to grow them, huh?
they got pinched 3 times that same night, and I came back home and I checked, and I had big old red welt spots on my backside like that.
Did you take pictures?
No, I didn't
Not that
take.
you have to show them for anybody, but you could keep that for your own personal records.
Yeah.
The reason why I say something is because, well, it's good to keep records of injuries and stuff like that so you can be aware. This is what's going to happen. Document it in your notes if you take notes.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, too, is take notes when you investigate.
Yeah.
Because when you take notes, then you're more informed. When you go back again, you can write more notes. Excuse me. You can write more notes.
Yeah.
And then you'll be even better prepared yet because now you're getting constant data coming to you on how to investigate that area.
Yeah. Yeah.
And who knows? Sometimes I like to take, if I go into a structure and I'm investigating like a building or something like that, I'll draw myself a diagram
Yeah.
and mark out places where I had activity at.
Yeah.
So that I understand like where a hot spot is or something.
Yeah, that's a good thing to know. I'm also just like if you can also mark down where you have your cameras at in case you ever go back. You can also know where you put your cameras at and things like that, and all that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the more you document and take notes, and it's not always just about the footage.
Yeah.
Hello out there in the Philippines at Brevis. Is that what it says? Yeah, Brevis. But honestly, the more you document, the more you as an investigator are informed.
Yeah. Nightmare's wife said each location you should keep a logbook. Yeah, because I actually ordered me a paranormal investigation logbook.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Because
Yeah.
you want to, like, say, even though maybe the rooms are numbered in a place that you're in, right?
Yeah.
Well, you want to say room number 10, extremely active. Room number 4, dead as a doornail. I mean, it just has to be a footnote, just something that you can go back and read and say, okay, well, maybe I need to go investigate this dead as a doornail a little bit further to see if there, in fact, is activity there or isn't there. Because what's really weird about, like, larger places, like some of the sanatoriums and stuff that you have
Yeah.
investigated, there's so many rooms and so many places to investigate there. It's absolutely stupid, and you can't do it all in one night, anyways.
Yeah.
Because it's just too darn big.
Yeah.
But it's good to keep notes on where you're getting activity, and you can even say what kind of activity you think you're getting too, if you really are so inclined. But just saying that there's activity there, and you could put like keywords like hot next to it, activity hot, or activity cold,
Yeah.
or something like that, or activity indifferent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To say, like, you got something, but you're not sure what it was. You want to go back and look at it again.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that you can do to really keep a good set of notes about you. And then when you go back and investigate again, you can either re-hit locations you were already at, or you can avoid those and try to find out, see if there's new ones because of the larger play. Like, I'm sure the sanatorium that you investigated has several floors.
Yeah.
Besides not only having several rooms, but several floors.
Yeah.
And when you get in an investigation like that, notes are crucial.
Yeah.
Because and you can make a list of, like, say, up in the left-hand corner, you could put first floor and then write your results down below.
Yeah.
Second floor, write your results down below, and so on. But also have a piece of paper you can draw on and map out and say, this is where I put up my cameras last time. This is how I did it. Get a game plan going with a crew you're with.
Yeah.
And possibly try to recreate what you either did before or try new experiments.
Yeah.
Again, it's all up to you and how you want your investigation to go. But to be quite honest with you, the first thing I like to try to do is verify what I've done before.
Yeah.
So that I can say, this is repeat activity. I know it's there. This happens each time. I'm always getting this response when I ask this question.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, is write down the questions you ask and what type of response you got when you're writing down activity in an area.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because then you have a reference to go back to. You say, remember when you told me blah, 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 blah. What did you mean by that? Or can you take that a little bit further and elaborate for me so that I can tell your complete story?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because they remember you, guaranteed they remember you,
Yeah.
So, as I said, I mean, notes are pretty crucial items. They're not necessarily for your viewers. They're not for anyone else. They're strictly for you as an investigator, pretty much, to have reference to areas you've been in,
Yeah.
and also you might get into something that you want to visit a little farther, but don't have time because maybe you ran out of time. You had to leave or something,
Yeah.
so maybe next time you can raise that, you can pick up that conversation where you left off the last time.
Yeah. That's a pretty good idea right there. I mean, that's a good, helpful information.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I really, I really like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I mean, you want to document because, like I said, it's proof in the pudding for you. It doesn't mean anything to anybody else because they're gonna say, okay, yeah, room 10 activity. What does that mean? Well, you
Yeah.
know what it means because you wrote it. See what I'm saying? That's why it's only for you. It's for you to learn. And that's, I think, the biggest thing for us. Sorry, it's getting dark out here. I
No,
don't
you're
have a yard light. Um, I'm literally in the cabin in the woods. I should have showed it to you earlier, but I'm literally, pretty much Jed clamp it. I don't have hot water.
yeah.
I have electricity. I have lights inside, and that's it. I have two lights inside. Three lights inside.
Oh, you're good,
So
man.
I'm literally out here roughing it, brother. But in any case, um, like I was trying to get to, if you really want to be an investigator, and you're serious about it, that's what we're all out to do, is answer these questions to get something no one else has,
Yeah.
to get a story, to get maybe even help them get closure if we could, of
I
some
love,
kind, or help them do whatever it is they want.
yeah. I love that you guys can come together like this and bounce off each other. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is what I want to try to get done. I know it ain't a very big, you know, talk show or nothing like that, but I hope we can actually help people with their investigations and things like that. That's what this show's supposed to be about tonight, and things like that.
Well, I've heard
Uh,
the word para-unity thrown out there a lot, and if this
yeah,
helps someone become a better paranormal investigator, I did my job. I
yeah,
feel, you know what I mean. I'm doing them a great. I'm not really necessarily going to say I did them a great service, but I'm trying to do
yeah.
something good for others.
I've learned a lot from you. Ever since I met you and Aaron, I've actually learned a lot from Aaron too.
Yeah, he's
I've
a wealth of knowledge.
yeah, I've learned a whole lot from both of y'all, and I really enjoyed watching when y'all had y'all's channel going. Uh,
Yeah,
I
it's been a
really,
year or two now since I moved up here, and I need to start recording, get out my stuff again, and I'm gonna send him some footage, and we're gonna try to put out some more content. I'm literally living in a haunted location,
yeah,
so I mean, even in my cabin here, there was a guy that had a heart attack years ago when he was working here,
yeah,
and this was back in like the 70s, and I've been woken up at night. Someone shoved me off my bed,
mm,
and I think it's him.
yeah,
He's probably the only one that could.
mhm.
And I've been heard. I've been told that the mattresses were replaced, but that bed frame I'm laying on is the bed he died in.
Oh,
So ain't that something?
that's wild. That is
You
wild.
know. So I mean, there's a lot of history here. A lot of it is very positive history, actually.
Yeah,
The spirits here are peaceful as hell. I mean, they don't. Well, okay, not as hell, but they're really peaceful,
yeah,
and I don't feel uncomfortable or in danger of any kind.
yeah.
But they like to let me know they're there sometimes.
So each member needs to keep notes of the location when you take a break. They try to jot down some of your readings, like it was cold or warm, anything big. Yep,
Yep.
we're going to start doing that. We're going to start keeping a notebook at the command center, and
Hmm.
whoever comes down, they switch out and they can start jotting stuff down in there and say, "Hey, such is in this room, and we got this and we got that." That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and in your notes too, you can have a meter out, and you look at your watch quick when you start to get activity, and you can say, at this time, I got a signal range of 8 to 15, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Whatever type of activity you got, you can just jot that down too, to give yourself a reference of what you were doing at the time and see if you can repeat it
Yeah.
when you go back.
That's very good interest. There are no experts in this field. It's great to learn and try different things. Yep, you're right. There really is no expert in this field because it's
I mean,
always
there's some that say they are, but they're fooling themselves.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, we're all just kind of, because there's always new technology coming out,
yeah,
and there's always new techniques that we can try.
yeah,
So it's I like this field only for the fact that it's ever changing.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, because we find out, okay, well, these sets of equipment are obsolete, don't really work. So now we got this new thing that does, so we're going to do that.
yeah,
Like some people like the yes no lights. You know what I mean? So, and that's one of the tried and true things for answering questions. They have a yes no light.
yeah. I've
Um,
I've got some of those yes and no buttons, but I had to take the batteries out. Every time I transported them things, they start taking off. I thought something done came home with us at night.
mhm.
Them things they don't have an on-off switch, so I got to figure out how to put an on-off switch on them bad boys, so I can keep the
Well, that's
battery
not hard.
and stuff like that.
Usually, if you put a jumper wire, you take your power cables and you put a switch in between the power cables going into your switch, and then from your switch, you put it out to the lights.
Yeah,
And then when you turn them on and off, it's really easy. You just got to complete the circuit, but use the switch as a cutoff between the circuits so that it will shut off.
I will send you a picture of what I've got and show you what I'm talking about because these things ain't nothing but just a big round buttons. I got two of them,
Uh-huh.
and they're separated. They take 3 AAA batteries per each one of them,
Okay.
and if you mash the button, it'll go off, and
Yep.
everything sets it off. You
Mm-hmm.
put it around in your bag, and that thing just goes off. And I thought somebody done got snuck in the truck with me one morning. I wasn't expecting it, and I was getting in the
Yeah.
truck to work, and I was half asleep, and all of a sudden that thing bellered out. Oh my God! I about to come out of that truck.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. You got to be careful. Sometimes we create our own paranormal things
Yeah,
by accident,
yeah,
setting something off because it's, and people always say, well, why does it go off when you touch it? And I always look at them and say, well, I got a spirit too.
yeah,
It's true. That's what we're trying to sense, the spirits, right?
yeah.
Well, I got a spirit too.
That was something there in that
Why
truck.
wouldn't it pick me up? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then people just kind of look at you like, oh, I didn't think of that. Like, what'd you think? I'm not empty. I wouldn't
yeah.
be alive if I was.
All right, man. I really appreciate you coming on, but we're going to try to get out of here for tonight. Was like 4 o'clock comes off early in the morning.
Oh, yes, sir.
But I really do appreciate you coming in. Anybody that has anything for
Yeah.
before we get out of here, uh, ask him a simple question, or if you want to know about something, he can probably help explain it to you better than I could. Uh, if not, I'll give you about 5 minutes to ask him a question, and then if not, I will get on out of here. But so
But
you, um, God, I can't. Oh, I was going to tell you too. In November of next year, we're actually going to be trying to get the battleship from North Carolina. If you actually want to come with us, I'll give you something there to think about for that.
yeah, I mean, definitely, if as long as I can get work off and
Yeah,
afford to get there.
yeah. It's probably going to be around the first part of November.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to see where I'm at because this is a seasonal job that I'm at, but I may have another job lined up, and
Yeah,
depending on what what my capabilities are at the time.
yeah.
So we'll have to see.
because I just want to let you know and give you that invite. You're always welcome to any of our locations.
Definitely. Thank you for that.
Getting ready for bed. He gets up at 5. Yeah, it comes pretty quick every morning.
Oh man, I tell you what, I think I'm gonna get some sleep, and I never do.
I just knew
It feels
Gizmo
like, anyways.
to you sometime, but he hasn't. Yeah, Gizmo. I make sure he's cut off. I double check him every time before I get in the truck and everything. And I think he's still in. No, yeah, he's still in the truck. I didn't get my stuff out from last night, so he's still in there.
Yeah, it's always fun to have novelties and stuff too.
Yeah,
Just because you don't know what that person's gonna react to. Like you might spark a memory.
yeah. I'm actually going to go to the store probably this maybe Thursday, and I'm going to pick up another trigger object for like a kid's toy, but
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be a car, and you mash a button, the horn goes off, light goes off, and stuff like that. It's pretty little sensitive. All you got to do is lay your finger on the button, and it will go off.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, you hear it like it's cranking up, and
Mm-hmm.
the wheels start spinning. So if things starts taking off across the floor, I know something there to mess.
Somebody's messing. Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody messing then.
So
That's the thing too, is I want to take a doll and put lights in the eyes
yeah.
and put a sensor in it,
Oh god,
so that when something messes with it,
that would be creepy.
yeah, I think I'm gonna make one.
Enjoyed being here with you and your chat, John. No problem. I'm really glad you've been here. It makes me feel good that you come and hang out with us, Auntie Mama. If y'all like some good cooking, go watch her older videos, and boy, it'll make you hungry. Oh God, I can chow down on that big old pan of macaroni and cheese she makes.
Oh, you can't get away with mac and cheese with me. Your
Oh,
pan will be empty before you come get some.
you ought to watch her video. Yep, she makes this big pan of macaroni and cheese. Oh my God.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, you just want to crawl through the daggone screen just to get it. That's how.
I just might.
That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, it's been a good live, very educational. Yeah, I've learned a whole lot from Neil. I have in the past. Like I said, there's a lot of different people out there. You can learn a lot, and I learned more tonight than I've have last few months. Different techniques, and I do like to walk around, but I just give out a breath and everything. So I just sit down, do my business there, and next thing I know, I'll go somewhere else and do my business there and hit.
Well,
That's just the way I do. So
here's the thing that I could give you advice if you still want to move around, but it's not very taxing on you.
yeah,
Here's a way you could do that. Go a little ways, investigate.
yeah,
Go a little ways, investigate. Easy.
yeah,
And there's no shame in it. You investigate how you want to.
yeah,
That's the biggest thing that I think some people get a little touchy on, is because they get set in their ways and they
yeah,
want you to do it their ways. But what they don't understand is everybody's got their things they want to do. Let them.
yeah,
It might just result in some of the best finds you've ever had in your life.
yeah,
Creativity is the mother of invention.
yeah. Like I said, you, I was told the other night I was in the cemetery up there where we go to where the mausoleum's at.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody came in the chat. I don't know exactly who it was, and said, "Is this all it is?" I said they didn't like because I just stand in one spot. Well, I don't have a cameraman. My dad. He don't do a lot with me. He comes, but most time he'll go get in a truck because he's getting old. He can't stand out there like I can, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't just do watching video and read the chat and then do an investigation and come back and read chat, because it's kind of aggravating back and forth running to do that and trying to move around and this and that. I like to be on camera, but when I'm investigating, I can't because I'm reading the chat and everything, and I don't want to be rude and not read anything. So and my dad, he don't stand there and move the camera or nothing like that, but I'm trying.
You want to know how to get around that? Tell everybody in the chat, please keep chatting. I'm going to be quiet for a little while. I'll get to you as soon as I can. And then that way nobody can be offended. You know what I mean? Because that way it'll give you more of a chance to investigate instead of just chatting. You know what I mean? And it'll give you a chance to move around a little bit and do what you want to do instead of continually on the chat. And that way you're not being rude to anybody. You're being honest and you're saying, "Hey, I'm here to investigate. I want to show you something. I'm gonna be quiet now."
Yeah.
You know, and do it in your style, because only you know how to do you. So
Yeah. I'm gonna put a link right here in the chat if I can find it right quick. It is Auntie Mama's link, but I want to find the one with the mac and cheese in
it.
So I'm still looking. She's got quite a bit of videos I got to go through to find it.
Well, she's good. She's a good influencer then.
Oh yeah. It's one of her older videos, so it's taken me a while to get to it.
Yeah. Sorry if my lights are kind of here. Is that better? My lights are glaring into my camera.
All right, it's all good, bud. We're getting ready to pop out of here in a second. Just as soon as I find this link. She might can find it faster than I can.
She probably could. She knows everything, what it all is and stuff. She made it. She better know.
I might be getting close to it.
Oh, come on now. Skeeters are coming out. They've been nastier this year than they have any other year.
Yeah, they were really bad up there at the cemetery the other night. I cut my big light on so I can see something other. And you could have seen all the bugs. We had bugs coming out of 2 or 3 counties coming over to our light.
Man, and that's the most terrible thing, is like you turn a light on, boom, they're all over you.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there in the dark and I wasn't hardly swatting nowhere near as bad as I am now.
Yeah.
It's kind of disheartening, actually.
I can't find it. That's going to make me mad.
You can just find it later and send her to me. I will absolutely enjoy it.
I will.
One little secret, before my mom passed that she gave to me is, she says, never turn down a good video. You might just learn something.
Oh yeah. I've learned a lot from watching Auntie Mama's cooking too, because I've tried some of her dishes and it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And my mom, she loved cooking shows. That was religiously. Oh, you found it?
Oh yeah, I found it.
Good.
Let me.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That's one thing I kind of took from her was, gotta watch videos and learn, because how else are you gonna know what you like?
Yeah.
If you aren't trying anything different, something new or whatever,
No.
Come on, man.
That wasn't the one. Here it is.
These little buzzards. They're all just buzzing around me. Hey, I'm gonna eat you.
Ah, come on, you devil.
They're little mini vampires. They only get us one little gulp at a time.
Yeah. Let's see. Auntie is in the kitchen making my favorite famous mac and cheese. That's it. Let me.
Now, is this Southern cooking or is this something else?
This is Southern cooking because she's right down the road just from me.
Okay.
Copy the link.
My mom was really heavily into watching Appalachian cooking,
Yeah.
and how they do it in the mountains or whatever down there. And
There it is. Auntie
all
Mama's Kitchen's link and is in the description.
right, that was a little strange, but
there it is in the chat.
oh yeah.
You just click on that bad boy. Anybody
Go to
that's
heaven.
I'll send it to you on Facebook.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So
I
everybody,
love heavenly food, especially Southern food. You guys got it. Crack it, man. You guys know exactly what to do. I love it.
I started use those yesterday. Going to try Wonder Sheet soon. Cool.
Awesome.
Is it a lunch video? I don't know if you'll call it lunch, supper, or what, but you can eat that mac and cheese anytime. Because I know I would.
Oh, all right. I'll try that. I
Yes.
can actually get some of that in the wild out here. I can go pick it, make it
Nah.
myself.
It's only the female mosquitoes that bite you. They only need kept full of water. Cool.
Yeah, it's gross.
Saved that mac and cheese video. Couldn't find it. Yep. That link right there is to that particular video. So that ain't the only one she's got. She's got several more other ones on there. So just like I say, just go over to her channel and go down to her videos, and you will thank me later.
Stepping stones, brother.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
you'll thank me later.
Oh, I hope so.
Let's see. I clicked on it and then came right back here. So it is now in my history. Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Spirit Brothers, I'm back. Can't sleep and heard mac and cheese. I'm always game for Auntie Mama's mac and cheese.
There you go.
See, she is an amazing person. But yeah, just go. You don't have to just go check out her video. Just go check out her in the morning times. If you are having a rough day, starting out in the morning, just go over and say hey, and she'll liven you up a little bit. Very interesting person. I will be doing the video with her here for long. I was trying to do it this weekend, but I couldn't get around to get down there. That's what I do in the morning time. When I get off my live, I go check her out, and I don't worry about work anymore. I know I'm good. She'd be praying for me anyway too. So, very, very special lady. So that's why the mosquitoes be after me.
Yeah, because you taste good.
Yeah. All right, everybody. So we're gonna get on out of here, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Neil, for coming in.
Yeah.
We have got to do this again when we get a chance.
Oh yeah.
Probably next week. I don't know if I have a guest yet or not for next week, so I will post something if I do. If anybody out there wants to come on, I am starting a new show here for long about paranormal experience. Jessica SMC is going to be the host with me on that show. So it's people come and tell the story and different things like that. So if anybody wants to come tell stories, y'all can come on there and take about an hour and a half or so to talk about things and things like that. So
Thank you.
To everybody. I thought she meant here her beautiful and bright lights. Thank you, Neil. May says thank you for coming on and
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
helping us out with all your knowledge. I need to get some of that oil soon, or I will be in the house. Good night, everybody. Auntie Mama said, love you all with that great love. Appreciate you so much. Thank y'all. Appreciate all of y'all. Thank you, Neil, again. And
Yeah.
We will get out of here, and I will see y'all later.
Bye bye.